Exactement. La musique classique, c'est pour la tête un peu. Et le jazz, c'est pour le corps.
So the last day of February, I went to the library and I picked out a whole bunch of books. I think actually maybe all of which I hadn't heard of before. I really like to do that, especially when I am feeling reading slumpy, and it just inspires me so much to read, particularly if I choose short books. So I actually read the first one, which is called People Like Them, in February, so I did talk about that in that wrap-up, but I really enjoyed this. It's a very short thriller crime-ish book, quite interesting, and I would recommend it. Hello. I have my window open because it's beautiful outside, so hopefully you can't hear the wind outside. So I did get Loop by Brenda Lozano. This is one that was very highly reviewed by several people that I follow on Instagram, and so I started it, and unfortunately this one I'm not going to finish. The writing is very interesting. It's very kind of abstract, experimental, I guess. It is a Persephone retelling, I believe. Oh, just kidding. It's a Penelope. I don't really know anything about mythology, not gonna lie. So basically, the issue that I have with this is the main character, the narrator, is kind of obsessed with a dwarf, like a little person who lives near her. She sees him out and about sometimes, and I can't even explain it, but she's very taken by him, but not as like a human being, as some kind of symbol or something. And so she talks about him all the time and gets like fixated on him, but again, just as like a prop, not as a human. I got very uncomfortable with that, and I reached the beginning of one chapter where there's a whole page talking about Snow White, and I just was very uncomfortable with the way that this person was being used in the story, and so I'm just gonna DNF. You know, I'm not morally judging anyone who does like the book. I don't know if it goes somewhere different. So I have now started Somebody Loves You by Mona Archie. And this one is also very sparse style. So yeah, so far I'm not very far into it, but so far it's interesting. Okay, ignore how rosy I am. I just walked for like 2 hours. I was like, I'm going to start this audiobook and I am just going to walk until I finish it. And so this is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw. And this was so interesting. It's, as you can see, very tiny. The audiobook was only like 3 hours, and it is a horror story. It's based on Japanese folklore, I believe, which I don't know anything about, so, you know, I'm definitely not able to comment on that, but it was delightfully creepy, and yeah, I would recommend it. It's like a haunted house. I mean, it was super entertaining, very quick listen or read. If you like creepy or horror or anything of the sort, definitely, you know, check it out. I walked to the grocery store while I was listening to that, and so I just came home and unloaded my groceries, but I'm actually just gonna go right back out because it is so beautiful today, and we haven't had good weather in so long, except yesterday. Yesterday was also gorgeous, but yeah, I just want to take advantage of every last second, so I think I'm gonna walk to the park and hopefully be able to read a little bit before it gets dark, so. About halfway through this month, I watched a reading vlog from Toby's Book Corner, where she read the short story collection Cursed Bunny, and I immediately reserved that from the library because it was like my catnip. It has an amazing cover, it has an animal in the title, and it is translated fiction, and so therefore I needed to read it immediately. So ultimately, I didn't want to rush through the end of Cursed Bunny because I am loving it so much. I think that these stories are just wild. Like, the best way that I can think of to describe most of them is like a dream. And not dreamlike in like the fantasy sense where it's very like ethereal and beautiful, more like actual dreams, like bizarre things that are also strangely totally mundane. You know, when people tweet about how dreams will be like you're in a Walmart, but it's also your dad's kangaroo training business, and that just seems totally normal to you. That's a little bit how these are, except, you know, more meaningful than that. Some of them are kind of fantasy, some of them are sci-fi, some of them are just vaguely weird fiction. I think that you can read these and not interpret anything out of them, and they're just a wild ride, or you could really, really dig in and find so many layers of interpretation, commentary on capitalist systems and bodily autonomy and feminism, just so many things. And I think that I would have to reread these many times and also probably read some like theory to fully get everything out of these, but also I don't want to like deter anyone who's just interested in reading them for enjoyment. I think if you like weird, you will like these. I have 3 more stories to go and I just want to savor them. As far as the other books that I haven't finished yet, I did take a break from Somebody Loves You. I read about a third of it. I am going to give this one more go, and if it doesn't capture me, I am going to give it back. It is beautiful, but I haven't been gripped by it yet. And then 2 that I did not even get started on yet are Honey Mine and Hao Yi Chung. I'm so sorry if that's wrong. I did not look that up. I hope to get to these next month as well. So I will see you then.